Hi, my name is Mike Montgomery, and today I'm going to be showing you how I built this coffee table out of an old bowling lane on Modern Builds. So here my dad and I are unloading the bowling lane from his truck, and as you can tell, it's in really rough shape. Now this is the bottom of it that you can see, but it was actually used as a workbench top at one of my dad's friend's garage. Now if you're wondering where you can get a chunk of bowling lane for yourself, that's a good question. My guess would be check your local Craigslist. I searched mine and I was actually able to find some in a lot better shape than mine actually was in. So here I'm just prying off this 2x4 that was holding everything flat, as well as getting any nails or staples that I could find. Then I went ahead and cut it to 22 inches wide. Then I went ahead and cut it to length, which was 44 inches. Like I said, this was a workbench top, so the cracks between the boards were really dirty, so I used an air compressor and blew out as much dust as I could. And because the slab is able to bend, I needed to make some stretchers that could keep everything rigid and square. I put 2 on the ends and 1 in the middle. Next, I was able to flip it over and belt sand the top. I started with 120 grit and just got as much of that dirt and grime as I could. I chose to sand it quite a bit, but still keep the deep gouges in it. That way it kept that rustic look that it had. So here I'm just knocking in any loose nails or staples along the sides, and then using a punch to knock them in as far as I can. Then I use the belt sander to knock off the tongue from the tongue and groove joinery. I'm going to be framing the whole slab in walnut, so I'm cutting the miters for that. I also set up a stop block on my drill press to cut 1-inch holes with a Forstner bit, because I'm going to be attaching 1-inch dowels for aesthetics, as well as just to hold the trim in a little bit better. So my whole plan here is that I could go ahead and attach and clamp each piece of trim individually and let that glue dry. Then I could come back with a drill and that Forstner bit and drill out the hole for the slab. Then I could attach all of my dowels. The saw that I'm using is called a flush trim saw, and I just got mine from Harbor Freight. My dowels are spaced 5 inches on center from each edge, and then on my 2 side pieces I have 1 in the middle as well. Next, I went ahead and sanded everything all the way up to 220 grit. Now, because my piece of bowling lane didn't have any arrows on it, I decided to paint some on myself. So I just got some semi-gloss black spray paint and I made a quick stencil out of a piece of paper. Now, these arrows are obviously not perfect, but I went back with a palm sander and distressed them. That way they would match the aesthetic of the lane. It ended up looking really cool. Now, if you've seen my other videos in the past, you've seen me use the metal hairpin legs by a company called Industrial by Design. But now they've expanded their line and they got a bunch of cool new products, and this 16-inch square frame style leg is one of them. They're super heavy duty and are made out of 1/8-inch solid steel and have this super cool, modern, really industrial look. Now they come in this raw steel finish, but you could always paint them to make them whatever color you want. Now I'm gonna be leaving a link in the description to Industrial by Design's website so you can check out all their cool new legs, as well as this code right here that's gonna give you 10% off anything on their website. So make sure and go check them out because they've got killer products, plus they help support the show. Now before I attached the legs to the tabletop, I went ahead and used a grease and wax remover to clean them up a bit. Now these are raw steel, so if you don't put any finish on them, they may rust. But I think it would look really cool with this tabletop if they have a little bit of patina on them, so I decided to not put any furniture wax or a clear coat on them. And now with the legs on, all I needed to do was put on a clear coat. I chose a satin wipe-on polyurethane because I didn't want anything too glossy. I wanted to keep the rustic element to it. And with the finish dry, the table was done. Now I am totally in love with this table and I think it looks absolutely amazing. I thought maybe at the beginning I would sell it, but right now I'm definitely gonna keep it. This thing is totally beautiful. I think it's the perfect amount of rustic and industrial style design mixed with that clean walnut edges as well as the dowels. And I will say this is probably the prettiest walnut I've ever worked with. So thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And if this is your first time on my channel, I want to say welcome and subscribe because I put out a new project video every week and you'll definitely want to stick around and check those out. Now I want to give one more big thanks to Industrial by Design for helping support the show. And if you want to support the show, one great way to do that is just to share this video or any video for that matter. The more people that watch, the better. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want to keep up with me throughout the week. I've been posting on there quite a bit recently. So thanks again and we'll see you next week on Modern Builds.